San Antonio, welcome back to the NBA. Last week on this very program right here, we had a spirited conversation about what Kawhi Leonard and the Spurs need to do to repair their relationship, to which I replied, Kawhi doesn't need to do anything. The onus is all on the Spurs to do all the repairing, all the groveling, all the, baby, please, I'm sorry. Baby, please, let's go back to the way things were. Baby, please, I'm on my hands and knees.
What is that belt buckle?
I don't know. They got to make sure that Kawhi feels comfortable again for two reasons. Number one, Kawhi didn't do any of the talking. Everything we heard, every attempt to shape public opinion, every questioning of character and loyalty has come from the Spurs' perspective. And number two, let's just assume for a second that Kawhi did do some of that. The burden still falls on San Antonio. You know why? Because this is a players' league. All too often I hear insinuations that for whatever mythical infraction Kawhi has committed in trying to influence his career destiny, that the Spurs shouldn't acquiesce to his desire to be sent to LA because it's in the West. Or even better, they should levy a punishment like send him to Atlanta. That'll show him for wanting to get traded. Folks, it doesn't work that way. You see, the Spurs could attempt to send him to a destination that doesn't make his fave list, but there's this pesky little thing in his contract called a player option. In essence, because Kawhi can opt out for the 2019-20 season, this is a one-year rental for whoever gets to acquire him. What that means is once the Spurs try to spitefully send him to an undesirable destination, all that needs to happen is a brief convo between Kawhi's camp and that team. Let him know he has no intention of staying if they decide to give up the kit and caboodle for him. As a result, his trade value drops, the packages get less lucrative with no assurances of him staying. Will there be teams willing to take the risk? Absolutely. But they're not showing their best hand to a trade partner who is clearly in a low leverage position. It's similar to the situation Sacramento found itself in a year and a half ago with DeMarcus Cousins, which is why I say welcome back to the NBA to the Spurs, because they've been living in Shangri-La for over 2 decades where none of these issues touch them. No. The real NBA is like marriage. You have to constantly work to keep your partner, the star player, happy, to make sure they feel fulfilled and they're attended to. That doesn't mean you have to tolerate every transgression or gross breaches of the culture on a public level. Every organization has a line that they won't cross. But if you're telling me Kawhi Leonard, model citizen, diligent worker, fierce competitor, complete player, has crossed your line of integrity, man, San Antonio in for a rude awakening when you get to see some of these modern NBA players that are coming around here. So you disagree with me.
Is that what they're saying?
It is once the conversation last week, which was we have to come together. We have to repair this relationship.
No, I agree. By the way, it's a players' league,
right.
And rightly so. The players drive the value of the league. But I don't think there's any. Are they implying that he's?
The insinuation this whole time is that he's in the wrong and that we've also done some mistakes and now we got to find a way to bring it together. And my thing is, no, he's not in the wrong. You're in the wrong because you're mismanaging this situation. And if you want any hope of salvaging the relationship, of him staying, then you gotta get on your hands and knees, and they haven't done that. They've been, well, he's got something. No, he doesn't, because he's got options. Everyone wants him. You're the one that wants to keep him. Dante, the question I'm gonna ask you is, do you think the Spurs need to trade Kawhi in light of these comments?
I think this is the opportune time for them to trade Kawhi because the packages are as big as they're probably going to be. I think people have assets right now with the draft approaching, and it's going to be a lot of player movement. So at this point in time, you can get your best package right now rather than waiting and with the risk of people getting hurt during the course of the season, people you are going to move now. I think it gets worse as it goes along during the course of a season.
See, but Kevin, the opposite is there a chance that they could still hold on to him?
Right. I think the probability is greater than zero that they can make this right.
Right.
To me, the case for making a trade sooner than later is if you want a 2018 pick. And you want to control that pick and you make the selection obviously there. But I don't think they're in any hurry. I don't think they need to convenience the rest of the league, as I said. And in that respect, I think they have time to peruse the marketplace.
Right.
I think also there are going to be teams that need time to make the sale to Kawhi that either pick up your option, you'll sign here long term. And I just think it's going to be a pretty productive bidding war for San Antonio. And I don't think they have to rush.
Dante, have you ever felt aggrieved as a player by the organization and then had that relationship get repaired?
I don't think it really gets repaired at that point in time when you have egos in the situation, and it's just sometimes you're ready to move on. And when you're done with something, you want to be in a different situation. You want a fresh start, and I think that's what we're seeing right now. Where Kawhi wants to be in in a new organization. He wants to be appreciated. He wants he wants to be in a different market. And if that's the case right now, then they're going to have to find the best package for them. I don't think you look at it as conveniencing the rest of the league. I think you try to find the best stuff for you to move forward, get younger, get more athletic.
Maximize that value.
Right.
Yeah.
One last wild card. Is the league convinced he's healthy?
Ooh, that's a big one.
And I think it's something that is an uncertainty right now for a lot of teams and maybe even the Spurs.